Please excuse, sir. It's been a long day, long morning. I've been everywhere traveling. Good afternoon, it's your host, the one and only All-Star Izzy. And yes, we got some background music in the background because today I'm gonna reveal a secret I have not revealed in a while. I don't think I have ever. Well, first things first. Great to see everybody. Hit the like button and subscribe if you're new. Secondly, if I was never gonna do what I was doing, hey, what up, dude? What up, dude? I think I'd be the best detective ever. Like, if I wasn't teaching or, I think there's still happen for that. But like a private investigator, a detective, I believe I definitely would be one for sure. Like, I feel like that's a calling of mine. Because there's a lot to dive deep about this conversation specifically. Because I'm not here to just gossip or create drama and all that bullshit. I don't really give a fuck about the drama and gossip. But when things bring to my attention and people are telling me to look at these type of stories, they're sending me TikToks, they're sending me videos to cover, then you get my attention. And there's reasons why I'm looking at certain things like this. And if you don't know what we're talking about, we are talking about the whole DDG and Holly Bailey plus Duke Dennis as well, because he's not exempt. But it is your best detective on earth, All-Star Izzy. Detective All-Star, reporting for duty. Again, great to see everybody. We're going to get this thing started. This music makes me feel slow. I've been having an active-ass morning lately, but this music makes me feel really slow. And we're going to get into this conversation in a few because I got some points that I want to hit on. I think a lot of people are losing... honestly, even before we get into the conversation, I think there's an importance of understanding on how to navigate yourself through social media, which I'm going to be dropping a video soon about how to present yourself on social media, how to maneuver, how to create connections and everything. Because I think a lot of people are very sloppy in how they present themselves. I think what they post or what they show, what they talk about, the things that they address on social media. We're going to be breaking those things down, man. I want to break them things down because, it's been a hot topic. We see it daily. It recycles the pattern of influencers, artists, everybody who has some type of influence in social media. All of these people get extorted somehow. All of these people get put into a spotlight of some drama and gossip. And I guarantee you, what it really also comes down to is because they have a lack of self-leadership. Great to see everybody. What's going on? Dewan, what's happening? Birmingham, Alabama here. We was in Alabama, me and my boys, Bryce. We was in Alabama one time. Great to see everybody. It's your boy, All-Star Izzy. What's happening? We in the building. Hit that like button and subscribe. We on the road to the top. You know what I mean? What's going on? Just did some early morning shopping. Getting some things going. We're going to be breaking down Duke Dennis and DDG, man. What is y'all thoughts on that? For the people who know about Duke Dennis and DDG, what do y'all think about this whole thing that's happening before I give my take on it? Expert level games, what's happening, what's going on? Expert level all day, every day. You know what I'm saying? Expert level conversations, expert level gaming, expert level wrestling, all that. Feature me on that channel. I'm a gamer myself, you know what I'm saying? I be gaming and everything, but great to see everybody. But yeah, like I said, what does everybody think on this whole social media thing? Winston the Poodle, SB the Kid, 90, what's good? What's up with y'all, man? How y'all doing tonight? Well, this afternoon, excuse me. Again, we're going to be breaking down DDG and Duke Dennis. And I just want to see where everybody else's head is at. And if you're not aware too much about it, there's a lot of things that I'm going to be speaking on. He said that's a part of being a public figure. Very true. Very true. I'm doing great. Thank you for asking, SB. I definitely believe that's part of being a public figure. But the thing with, of course, oh yeah, I already know. Listen, Afi, anybody with any type of expert level, I know it's you, because you're the only one that really presents that. So I already knew. But yeah, shout out to Afi. That's the legend right there. That's the legend who made all. Well, of course I was making it happen, but he introduced me to a spotlight and to a limelight. So I'm very, very grateful for him. Shout out to Afi. Shout out to Expert Level Gaming. Make sure you guys follow Afi Kingdom International. You know what I'm saying? International King. Speaking of international, I'm going to Vegas in a couple weeks. Winston also says we're doing good. I love your social media. I appreciate you, Winston. Now, a little bit back to Dewan. We said that's part being a public figure. So I agree. There's your information, your socials, like your life is basically meant to be on social media in a sense, right? There's ways to be private about it and how to present yourself. And of course, some things will leak out in the public. Now, we can never get that misconstrued because that's just like people are, once you become a public figure, you become a target for people who barely have lives. Or if anyone has seen Black Mirror, there was this specific video where they were having these two people that was going to different like casting calls or like to the film sets to capture this woman so they can get money off of it. I forgot what they're called. I know a part of it's paparazzi, but there's another job title that's called it. But the whole point is that even though that comes with being a public figure, I believe that there's ways to you can avoid those things, right? Because one thing that I present not only with my clients with teaching and self-confidence, dating and all that, but I also teach how to present yourself, how to keep your private life away. And a big part of it happens to do with leadership, which we're gonna break down in a few because I have multiple points. I've had multiple conversations of things that I want to speak on this. I was going to make a video at first, but then I was like, you know what, fuck that. I want to engage with the people. By the way, hit the like button if you guys have not. Let's try to get these likes up. We got 7 people in the building with 4 likes. If you haven't hit that like button, tap that motherfucker. And subscribe if you're new. I appreciate everybody. Thank you. But again, being a public figure, I think is kind of like becoming a normal thing. Like when we talk about like celebrities and stuff, like we always see celebrities getting exposed. We even see not even see celebrities, but let's just take like the popular people getting exposed, like a school or companies. Like somebody is always getting exposed because there's always a point in the whole of where shit is getting leaked out. And I guarantee you that comes from a lack of vetting, a lack of self-awareness, and understanding that no matter what information that you give out, it could potentially be told. No matter who it is, no matter what the woman is, no matter who your friend is, the person that you met. And once you give out that one secret, that one thing, or what you start sharing your business, now it's up for the world. Because you guys can be cool, but then imagine if y'all ever experienced anything, your friend, your coworker, your whoever ended up saying some shit behind your back, it just started spreading like wildfire. That's exactly what how these things really happen. And of course, you're a public figure. Your shit is more on display. You make music. You're talking about these things and heartbreak, expressing your feelings and everything when it comes to your melodies. But again, there is ways that we can go around this shit. Not even around. Let's go through it and then make it a point and structure in our life, right? Because that's the whole point, is that we should not be able to have any faults in our reality, right? Basically in our square. We should not have any faults in our square. SB the Kid says, what's the word, photographer? Kinda, because that photographer kind of goes into paparazzi, but it's like, if you ever seen those people, for anyone who knows, but it's like the people who go around filming celebrities to get information out of them. They see them coming out the club, they a little lit, they've been drinking, so they stumble a little bit. Oh, this person is Justin Bieber is caught being drunk on the street when he has to be on tour the next day in the morning, or like their whole job is to make you look like a peasant. Like the whole job is to make you look worse than who you actually are. Whole time motherfuckers just be living life. But this is where the importance of what we're going to speak about today, which is going to be the importance of self-awareness, the importance of vetting the women in your life that you want to bring in, and self-leadership. Now, if you have not hit that like button, subscribe. It's your boy All-Star Izzy. We in the building. Let's get some stars in the chat. So one thing that we do, we put stars in the chat. If I got any of my dogs in the building, let's get this thing shining up in this bitch. Sipping on some Alani. You know what I mean? We'll be sponsored one day. One day that'll happen. Now, let me pull up my list really quickly. We're gonna start talking about this. Dewan says they going to end up taking on social media websites. Yeah, like all of that. That's the whole point. Like it's like people like TMZ. Besides the paparazzi, appreciate that. We got stars in the chat, but it's just like that. It's like the opposite of like how people just taking pictures, like how TMZ just run up on celebrities and do that. Now the thing is fucked up because here's the thing. The one I really like you said, this comes with being a public figure. That is completely true. Also, another thing that comes with once you sign up for it, you got to understand that this is what happens when you have more coming out. It brings too much violence. It brings violence. It brings disruption to your peace. It brings negativity. It brings paranoia. It brings self-criticism because you could be having a good time. You go out, you get caught by something, caught, right? So, but that's how they label it in the headlines. Now you thinking to yourself, damn, I don't feel like what I'm doing is correct. Damn, am I a bad human being? Damn, I'm just trying to live my life. But then that conversation, although that can naturally happen, the thing that we have to understand in this whole predicament and situation, not even just with DDG, Haley, and Duke Dennis and all these things, which we're going to break down in a few, but the biggest thing that we got to make sure that we're looking at is how are we going about things? Okay? Because even that self-criticism, even the way that they headline you to be, oh, this person is being a drunk or whatever the fuck they saying. Oh, they're caught getting more drinks than they should, right? So they label it as that. When that criticism comes within, the voice that should be happening to you should be like, no, this is what I'm gonna do, live my life. But this is also the contract I signed up for when people come and present themselves towards me. I'm going to be a target. Every celebrity, every public figure is a target, and this is what I like to assist in, right? Because it's privacy, a way to present, like I stated before, excuse me. But that's the whole point that I want to make sure make of importance, because this is going to be a reoccurring thing I'm going to be saying throughout the thing. Now they both signed up to be a public figure, so they're both signing up. No, you can have all the game in the world, right? And listen to me when I say this shit. Yes, it is a monkey see and monkey do. Monkey see that he making money, monkey's gonna do the same thing, right? So it's the same pattern and shit. Some people don't really give a fuck about boundaries, but this is what we sign up if you are a public figure. Like you said, DeJuan, that was a great point that you said that. Now, the thing is that if we know we signed up for this contract, it's not just gonna be people looking at us as only just a target. Okay, how can we make ourselves less of a target? That sounds a little different, right? But the whole point of what I'm saying is you got to be able to maneuver smart. And when it comes to situations, specifically right now, we're going to be talking about baby mamas and shit. Because boy, it's not even just DDG or Duke Dennis. It is a bunch of athletes, a bunch of singers, a bunch of rappers, a bunch of everybody, right? That have baby mama drama. That have all this shit going on. But I guarantee you, all the drama that comes with the baby moms and everything, I guarantee it comes from a lack of self-leadership, a lack of self-awareness, and a lack of vetting. Now I'm also gonna be looking at the text messages between Holly and DDG. We're also going to be looking at some of the things that the women were saying about Duke Dennis. Because the thing is that when these things come forward, right, what internet likes to do, what the world likes to do, they like to only point fingers at one person. I point the finger at both people in the situation. Because it's not just one person. See, there's also a ruthlessness nature that people get to see about women as well, but also about men, that there's ruthlessness. The one also says, I don't understand why folks' business had to hit the internet. Exactly. But see, I'm glad that you're saying these things, because this is when the importance of vetting comes in. Especially when you make a woman the mother of your children. When she is the mother of your children, you choose her, you have her, you come at her. Once you made a decision, it's over. She will, if you treat her wrong, she will put it up there. And the thing is, you may not even treat her wrong. But sometimes if you don't give the attention, if you're working too much, the way you guys met, if you're doing all these things, she has every right to exploit you on social media. And it's fucked up, right? The reason why I'm saying what I'm saying, great to see you, Damari King. Great to see you again. But the reason I'm saying what I'm saying is because once men choose this, they just allow someone to enter in the world who can very much build, give life, but also very much destroy. See, not all women are capable. Well, firstly, everybody is capable of building and destroying. The thing is, Kadima, great to see you. The thing is that comes with this is that men have to understand how powerful the decision of choice is of who we bring into this life. There's many examples besides these two individuals that I'm speaking on. And firstly, this is no disrespect to DDG nor Duke Dennis, nor anybody that's involved in the situation. But this is that pattern that happens frequently when it comes to people who don't have a importance of vetting who the person is. Meaning to say, that don't mean that you got to look at every single corner of who this person is, or her personality type A, type B, her ENTJ. No, that doesn't mean none of that. This means that you got to understand, who am I bringing into my life? I got to see who this person is. And if there's any red flags, if there's things moving way too fast, this is not for you. This shouldn't be for you. Now, sometimes people learn a little too late until they learn again. You see, this is what happens even with parents, because art imitates life. When parents be like, they end up like, let's say for your mom, for instance, if anybody has that in their life where they had your father was basically never around really, she was just doing her thing, right? So then the cycle continues of, oh yeah, he's, that's your dad, X, Y, and Z, that conversation of, parental guidance and the passive aggressiveness. It all comes from, yes, both individuals, but I have to put it on the man first. The only reason is because even if the woman is, let's say she's a little cuckoo, right? I see a comment. Give me 1 second, Dewan. Let's say she's a little crazy. She may not have the best red flags. Maybe she's a little too attached, a little too clingy, too fast. Are you going to decide right then and there that I'm going to take this in? That I'm going to have this for the rest of my life? Am I going to vet her? Am I going to teach her properly to maintain herself as well? Or am I just going to cut this shit off and just keep doing what I'm doing and allow shit to attract me? And I attract towards it. You see, that's the thing. What people mess up at, specifically men and these two individuals, is because they didn't choose the correct person to be with. I guarantee you, any woman that genuinely respects the man and he respects her, none of this gossip shit will come out. None of this shit. There is no side to choose. I don't choose them. I don't choose man or woman side. I choose the truth. And the truth is, both of y'all, the union itself was based off a faulty foundation. And the reason it's built off a faulty foundation is because we see these screenshots coming out. It's because we see this gossip coming out. We see these court orders. We see Duke Dennis getting exploited by his baby mama, showing out these things and stuff. The reason that's happening is because there is a lack of vetting. And unfortunately, a lot of men, they fall to the feeling of the coochie. They fall to the feeling of sex. Feelings override them. This is what is the biggest, probably one of the most, it's not a man's kryptonite, but it's definitely a guy's kryptonite in life for sure, which is pussy. I don't fall weak to that shit, and neither my dogs do either. But this is what I'm saying. Most of the people that we see all these faulty things come from, they come from a place of where they probably felt more than what they knew what was going to be right. The whole point is not to be paranoid about who you're choosing, but to make sure that this person is going to be worthy to be in my life for the rest of my life. Now, the thing is, too, it's still a gamble. But this also comes on to your self-leadership and who you are as an individual and what you are leading and how you're interacting with this person. Because if we building ourselves up, a woman comes and presents herself, she will build herself up with us. And it will happen. Time goes by. I've met plenty of women who very much respect me, who wouldn't say certain things like this, because we built a foundation where it was just ourselves, basically, where it wasn't built off emotional feelings. Yes, we had great connections, but I also made sure that I took my time with this shit. I didn't have to rush nothing. I was seeing her for who she is. Listen, one thing too, and I'm gonna get to these comments in a second, is that you guys must understand. Also, get the likes up. My name is All Star Izzy. 9 people in here. We got 7 likes. Let's try to get these likes up. Hit that like button. But one of the things you guys gotta understand is that women will get away with as much as they can get away with. Basically, you allow certain things to occur, it will happen. She will get away with everything you allow her to get away with. It doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't matter how it's going. And most of these women out here don't really come across men who genuinely understand the importance and value of their self. These two individuals that we're going to be speaking on today, they're powerful influencers. They got mad influence in the game. They got mad you know what I'm saying? They out here doing anything, bro. They got mad influence. The thing is, you can have great power, but you can have such a lack of self-awareness sometimes. And you can be built off of just the influence. I'm that motherfucker, I'm this, I'm that. That's great. But one thing that I always keep alive and what I like to say constantly is that you can still be him. You can still be that guy, that motherfucker, but also remember that that guy eventually evolves into learning I'm still him, but there's still responsibilities that come with being that guy. There's things that I should not be saying. I should not be presenting these certain ways. I shouldn't be sloppy with my interactions with shit. I shouldn't just freely invite women into my life and potentially fuck them raw and end up having my kids somehow. There's things that come with it, bro. Now, it's different if this is someone that's been your girlfriend a long time, But the only way that makes it the same is if you don't lead correctly. And I'm not trying to make people be paranoid. I gotta lead so correctly. I can't do nothing. It ain't about being afraid. It's all about having an understanding, because you learn along the way. And sometimes you learn along the way while having a kid. And this is what I'm gonna help guys prevent. We gotta see the person for who they are before we allow them in our lives. One of the biggest reasons women genuinely liked me, and possibly why they wanted to dominate me and challenge me and shit, is because I didn't just let them come freely in my life. I let them earn that shit. I let them earn it. I'm a gatekeeper myself. But the reason I'm a gatekeeper, not of a sense of paranoia nor fear, but because I don't know you yet. And we have to take our time. We don't need to rush it. Now it's different if it's just like a little small little fling or something like that. But the more you want to put yourself out there, the more self-value that you have for yourself, I guarantee you're not going to be wanting to just throw yourself around just freely and shit. I guarantee you. Because you understand. That don't mean you can't have fun. But that also means that I got to see who this individual is. We can fuck for the first night. I may never see you again. But if you want to continuously still be in here, it's going to be a process. And if you're not willing to be for the process, baby girl, you better go apply to be somewhere else. But that's the mentality you got to have. Let me look at these comments really quickly. The one says also, especially family business. Yeah, that's a big one too. You know, that's even another thing. Like, the thing is, bro, another thing we can add into this is not to be too dependent on other people. What the fuck is playing in the background? It sounds like it's Halo or some shit. What the fuck, man? Get that shit out of here. But it's not to, when I mean too dependent on people, I mean to let them know everything. Like tell them what we feel, tell them our secrets and shit like that. We can say things to the ones we believe is close to us, mainly for ourselves though. I really want y'all to be your own gatekeeper, like for real, to you. But the thing is that even with family members, you do something that a family member don't like, they may exploit you. They may say something, Cruz, what's up? What's going on? Great to see you, Cruz. Shout out to Cruz. Cruz, if you have any, hopefully if you have any Vegas tips, I definitely will check it out on your profile. Because I'm going to Vegas in a few and I would like some tips. By the way, hit that like button and subscribe if you guys are new. Shout out to Cruz though. But let me keep looking up. Everything is a gamble. I want people to understand that. Just remember that. Jazzy was good. But everything is a gamble in who you tell, what business that you're telling, what information that you're selling. Everything is a gamble. The people that you bring into your life, the people that you're cutting off, the bridges that you burn, the bridges that still exist, everything is a gamble. Now, I guarantee you still know who's there for you though. Like there's gonna be them ones that are there for you that are not gonna, they're not finna snitch. And I know you gotta have a close circle that's around you. But still, just remember that everything is a gamble when it comes to this thing. And we see it. We can't feel too high up on the throne, and we can't be throwing ourselves too loosely out there, whether that's our mouth, what we say, or our physical bodies and who we're, sleeping with. Again, I'm not saying you can't have fun, but I'm also saying that vet the person in front of you properly. Because you can have a first night with a girl and they end up trying to take a picture with you, or they're a little bit too much. And it's like, you know what? You're not even worth doing shit with. Now, let me keep continuing looking at this thing. You don't know a woman until you have a child by her. I disagree with that, Dewan. I disagree with that. I think you can definitely know who a woman is before having a child with her. Once you give her the child, see, let me say this first and foremost. I don't have any kids. I've never been married. Been in relationships, but I also understand things. I coach people who have been divorced marriages, who have kids, who wanted to have kids, and other things that happen, which I'm not going to disclose because of their private life. But I disagree with the having a child by her, because once you see who she is, for the lady that who she is, see, there's so much to impact in it. This is gonna be like almost a 3-hour conversation, and I only have about like an hour left into this. But the thing is, I'm gonna say this in the simplest terms when it comes with you don't know a woman until you have a child by her. I mean, I'll see some more comments. I'm gonna get to them in a few. Thank you guys for taking time out. It's All-Star Izzy. Hit that like button if you have not, and subscribe. Now, another thing with having a child by her is that I guarantee that most people see the red flags that they need to see in the beginning. You know, in dating, in the process of getting to know each other, in the process of sleeping together, how fast it goes, who's following who, how is the attraction between y'all, what is the conversations like, how is the banter, how is the desire, how is the fun, is it way too fast? Meaning in the sense when it's way too fast that we're doing boyfriend and girlfriend stuff. We're sleeping on the first night that we have sex. We're sleeping on the first night, meaning cuddling, arm around her, waking up, morning breath, kiss on the forehead, kiss on the cheek. Those things should not be given out until they need to be given out and earned way down the line. So now we can see who a woman is. And then, of course, we're going to see more of her when you have the child, when she has your child. But also, this is why we're aiming at these two individuals for a reason. Is because you must know who the woman is before you give a child to her. I'm not shit. I can't speak for everybody. But I guarantee you though, I'm not giving a child to a woman that I don't think that's gonna be equipped enough, that's gonna stay within my life, who I know potentially we may not even be together in the long run, but who will respect me, will respect what my foundation, my family, and who will be able to take care of this child too when I'm not there, X, Y, and Z. But I guarantee you, I know who that woman is. The reason is because there's a process of vetting and seeing who this person is. Not in the sense of paranoia, nor trying to see even her bad behaviors or attitudes. That shit was shown on the first day. It always showed how you start is how you finish. People show you who they are when they see you, when you first see them in an interaction. So never be blind. Never be overridden by how much you feel and love the feeling of this moment. You can enjoy the feeling. Let your feeling of desire and let your feeling of having a good time be a flow, a stream. So it comes within and it comes without. Meaning you just embrace it. But also see who the individual is too. Now, the one says DDG is a good father. If you ask me, Miss Mermaid is very controlling. So I don't want to talk about his how he is as a parent. Of course, we see it on social media, but another thing too is that I don't know him in real life and able to see like what really happens in the background. Yeah, it seems like he is a good father. And for the Miss Mermaid, the very controlling. You see, actually I had this written down. One thing y'all finna know about me as the all-star detective I am is that I notate a lot of shit down, y'all. I notate a lot of shit down. Oh yeah, Jazzy said drop them stars, hit the like button and sub. Make sure y'all put some stars in the chat. We out here shining. We talking on the DDG and Duke Dennis baby mama drama breakdown. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to all the folks that know about this. Shout out to those who don't. Listen, when it comes to my attention, it's for me to bring some things to light. This is what we do. I'm an all-star detective. If I wasn't gonna do this, I guarantee you I'd be a detective in real life somehow. I don't know how. I just would have been. I'm really good at this shit. Anyways, so I'm gonna actually just go off of what you said right there, Dawn. How Miss Mermaid is very controlling. All right, and this is something that I said too. Not everything we see is what it seems. All right, I'm gonna say that again for the people in the back, because now we're getting into we've been talking about DDG and Duke Dennis, but we talking in a broad sense. Now we're gonna bring our focus into these two individuals, left and right. Let's start with DDG. Firstly, not everything is what it seems. Okay. Now I'm about to break this shit down crazy. Because let's say, you know what? I seen those text messages. Actually, I think I may have some saved. And I'm not that's funny as fuck to say that, but I have some of it saved where she was talking about unaliving herself. She was talking about, I heard you slept with this girl. Go be with them other thoughts. I'ma unalive myself so you can come see me. You've been ignoring me. You're doing this. Talking in all caps, going crazy on this man. DDG you can see through the text, he's keeping it cool. Why you acting like this? What are you doing? Now listen, when I see that, I've had drama like that before with women. But what I learned is that women acting out on a man comes with two things. One, this bitch is just crazy, okay? This woman right here is just a bit crazy. She's always been crazy. Now she's a little bit comfortable to show this. And number two, it still goes with the first one, but number two means I allowed this craziness in my life. I also have a partnership in this reason why she's this crazy. Now, hold on though, before anyone says anything about what I'm saying. It's because we can see how Haley, whatever, how she's being controlling towards DDG in the messages, right? But the thing is that if she was somehow this way, she always was this way, why would we allow that in our life? And then have a child with her. And then now be extorted online. And now have all of our business out online. Not everything. But if she was crazy, if she was somewhat controlling, which will always show in the beginning, and it doesn't have to be the grand sense of I'm gonna be controlling, but it can be in the sense of small ways to control. You see, people only speak, like I said in the beginning, it doesn't have to be just women, because it could be a lot of losers like men that will do things that they can get away with. So if they can get away with those things and they do in small, passive-aggressive, microdosing, controlling ways, these people it becomes a bigger explosion. And the reason why is because this is who they always were. Now the ammo is, I'm out here with all these girls, DDG. I'm out here on content. I'm not trying to make the content make you look crazy, but it's making you look crazy, DDG. I got the internet on my side. We out here doing a thing. You know, I'm not speaking directly, but I'm speaking around it, DDG. So now, even in the text messages, because even if I showed y'all like this, it would be backwards. So I'm just going to be reading some of the things out. Even her just going off about him like that, talking about she's going to live herself and all these things. Listen, bro, that doesn't happen out of nowhere. That's not even, you know what? It can be created sometimes. Because, I mean, also remember every human is capable of doing a lot of shit. But it could be created, meaning, and I'm not, because I don't know the insides and outs, right? But based on what I've seen for the thing is that either she's always been controlling and he just allowed it in her life, or he was also another reason why she needed to be controlling, meaning to say, like, he could have done things for her to get this way. You see, the only reason I make it important for men to understand the importance of vetting and self-reflection and self-awareness in this is because your woman ends up becoming a mirror of shit that you allow to happen. Why is she going off on him this way? We don't know the ins and outs of it. The thing is, the only thing that we truly know is that this is happening because there's more than what it seems in the back end. He makes himself look good on text messages. I'll give him that. Again, I'm on the side of truth. But what I definitely see is that there's a lack of vetting and there's a lack of self-value in a sense. And the reason why there's a lack of self-value is because you allowed this in your life. Even if she was already controlling. Even if the woman that you could potentially be with in the future is chaotic, you allowed it in your life. So you only have you to blame for this. Let's look into these notes real quick. We speak on the importance of who to vet, right? Another thing too, and I spoke on this a little bit earlier, but I'm gonna say it again, is that not every woman you have a great connection with is meant to be your mother of the children. Not every woman that you have great sex with, that you have great times, not the side chick who's always been there, not the woman who's continuously loyal, doesn't mean that these need to be your baby mamas, bro. there's a process that comes with it. Again, I'm a childless guy. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a father of any sort, but I also know by speaking to them, to ones who do have and been through divorces or who are going through like legal things, like as far as like who the custody and stuff. A lot of this shit comes in because there's a lack of vetting. And people, based on how they feel, is more important than what they know and what they need to know. And this is where we got to dive into this. Because if you just go based on how you feel, you will see how real life situations come into play all the time. Divorces, kids, other things, unaliving, bullshit, chaotic, drama, chaos. She coming up to slash a tire. All of this occurs is because I guarantee you it's based on all on a feeling of some sort. Guys have great connections with women and think this is the one. Guys see a woman that looks beautiful and says, this is my wife. When, and I know some things are expression, but a lot of things go to an extreme when it comes to that sense. Because guys don't have an importance of vetting on who comes into their life. Guys don't take themselves as serious. They don't take themselves to say, okay, I'm king creator of my life. I need to move properly. Men are too loose out here. Too willing to give out their seed, their last name. Too willing to give out. If you loosely let someone in your life, you're basically handing them, here's a way to create with me, and here's a way to destroy with me. Again, I'm not trying to put anyone to any paranoia, but these examples of DDG and Holly is what the reason why this is coming off. And I already covered the part where it speaks on how DDG was abusing Holly and, you know, the whole conversation and things like that. And the biggest thing that I took from that, of course, we still don't even know what's the truth of everything just yet. We see evidence, but the thing that I'm taking the importance of this shit is the leadership men have in this situation. We're not even, I'm blaming it on the man, but it's also a woman's fault as well. Because women need to get right as well. They need to get right. If you genuinely want great connections, you want a great life, get yourself right. A man would definitely show you the way, but the moment that you show some bullshit, you show any type of red flags, you show anything that is disruptive to what I'm bringing and building, you're out of here. And that's exactly how men need to operate. You're out of here. You don't make the cut. You're not making the team. Men need to have that attitude when it comes to women. She can look like a 10, but most women that look like 10s, most women that are very beautiful, they could be the most problematic women ever. If you've ever dealt with pretty ass bitches. A lot of them are very problematic. They're not as simple-minded. They could be some Burberry sometimes. There's some smart ones out there, but a lot of them are problematic because a lot of them base their value on what they look like and how they feel. A lot of the women that could be great for you could be the ones that love how they look, love how they, you know what I'm saying, they like to look correct, but who they are within is solid foundation of who they know about themselves. Plus more when they get with the individual that can open up them gates for them. Now, another thing that I got to put on is that we have to look further in what's happening and think about it, right? Or excuse me, because think about it. We can see how women are acting, but I guarantee you they did make them this way. And even if a woman is crazy, she should never have had your baby. And I said that again, but I'm making that an importance of again. Because I don't think people are hearing me when I say that shit. I don't think no one is hearing when I say these type of things. And it's not even popularized in social media. You know, bro, a lot of men lack accountability in life. And the reason why I know this, Ephraim, great to see you, is because I used to be on the other end of the stick before, where I was leading women into a dark path because of who I was at the time, because of my lack of leadership, my lack of discipline, my lack of accountability, self-awareness. I led her to a hole because I was already in a hole and I was only going to a hole. Especially women like you when they feel that way and you introduce way too goddamn much. Bro, you're cooked. See, this is when women paint the man as the villain. There's a good villain, the great villain. And then there's the bad villain, meaning the actual bad villain who's there to actually really destroy shit. See, great villains still destroy, but that's another end of what we're talking about. So when I understood where my leadership really was, what I understood, where I was taking her, where I was taking myself, Because it's about her, but it's about me. She just came along in a ride, and I wanted her to. So me leading myself to a dark hole ended up leading her to that point as well. Men also make bitches crazy too. You know, have y'all ever seen, let me know if y'all ever seen this. Have y'all ever seen like when women have a before and after picture? Before I met him and after I met him. Before I was so innocent and this and that, full of life. After I met him, now I have this more darker demeanor. Maybe I'm wearing darkened clothes. Maybe I hate life now. Maybe I'm like, man, fuck all guys. They're all heartbreakers and shit. See, that's when women talk about, oh, I know the game. Oh, I know this and that. That's not the game. Baby girl, you just got hurt from the hurt. So this is that same pattern that is happening within this relationship. This relationship reminds me of a lot of bullshit that happened to me before in the past. Because even if she was crazy before she gave you your child, that should not be the mother of your children. Why would you want that in your life? And then now you got to question yourself. The thing most men don't want to do. Most women don't want to. Anybody doesn't want to do. It's question, why do they allow these type of situations, people, environments in their life? I know the answer. The reason is because you have a lack of self-love, bro. You got a lack of leadership, a lack of awareness. You don't understand the importance of vetting. You probably don't even care about how it is, because you know you're going to be straight and good for life. You got the money to do it. You got everything and all to do it. You can have all the money in the world, but you can still be lame. And this is not even towards DDG or Duke Dennis. This is just in general. We just got to call it how it is. Because they're not the only influencers or celebrities that have such a lack of discipline within themselves, man. This is a recurring thing, a recurrence. It just takes a requirement of vetting and understanding self for this shit to really transmute into something better, instead of it just being this, just being a, oh man, I just want men to do better. Let's get some stars in the chat. Hit that like button if you guys have not. Give me 1 minute, y'all. Sipping out on that Aloni. They need to sponsor me. I already have the flavor. Trust me. You guys gonna see Alani by the All-Star Alani. Great branding. Great to see everybody. Thank you guys for taking the time. Let me know what y'all think. What do you guys think about this whole DDG and what's good, Johnny? Great to see you. The whole DDG and Duke Dennis situation again. I don't like drama, everybody. You live right now on my Twitch. Hey, we live on the Twitch. Hey, if you live on the Twitch for Johnny right now, make sure y'all hit that sub up with me so we can both go no ads, all right? And by the way, this is the All-Star Alani, and this is the All-Star approved message. Ooh. Nah, yeah. And my boy Johnny doing the 24-hour too. 24 hours. So shout out to that. Much shout out to that. Love to see the grind. Love to see the word. Respect to my bro. Respect to everybody. Anyways, another thing that I said. Okay, because this kind of goes back into the things that I've been saying a little bit too. Like when you feel too much, like when your feelings override the situation more than what's logical in the moment. Meaning that you can have connection with women, but you gotta still stay on the grounded level and not let your feelings take you away and make you feel like you're the man on the world because a woman is kissing you on your cheek or because you had a first date. Like I said, stop showing women that you care about their emotions like a boyfriend, and you will not get these fucking problems, I guarantee you. This is what the biggest problem is with a lot of men in this world, is that men show women they care about their emotions way too much than they need to. Oh, really? This how you feel? Oh man, I love how you don't need to feel like this. You're too beautiful to feel like this. What the ooh, you guys get me so tight, bro. Stop caring about a woman's emotions. I'm not even saying in the sense, she's still a human being. That don't mean that you can't have empathy. You can't have compassion. But I'm saying, when y'all take care of a woman's emotions, you're taking on a role of boyfriend vibes. Boyfriends, husbands are supposed to take care of that. If you're not working your way up to that, if you do not see any vision with her being the mother of your children or potentially in your life for a long term, Stop caring about her emotions. Because the way Holly was talking to DDG, I'm gonna kill my. I'm gonna unalive myself. YouTube, hold on though, hold on YouTube, hold on Twitch. I'm gonna unalive myself. I'm gonna make sure I do it. I'm not gonna have your baby. I'm gonna ignore you. I'm gonna do these things. I'm blowing up your phone. All caps. You suck. You're this and that. I don't want to be here no more. What does it take? She sounded like Bella from Twilight when she was trying to get the attention of Edward, and she was trying to do all these things just to see Edward. Crazy, but. But the thing, this was, I think it was in 2022. I think before they even had their children, because when I broke their situation down before, they had their child in 2023, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, or it's 2024, whatever. Anyways, regardless, in this fact is that stop caring about a woman's emotions. It's a difference when you're having great interactions with women and you're dating, of course, let's say she brings up something, her favorite song, and she starts to get a little upset. You guys on the first date. You're thinking, and she's like, I'm sorry. She gets a little upset or she's trying to get a little down. You're just like, hey, is everything good? She's like, oh yeah, this song just reminds me of my uncle that passed away. You can just say, oh, I'm sorry to hear that. This is a great way to honor it. How about you sing it? Something like that, right? Making it to a lighthearted situation. That was out the dome too. But what I'm saying is that you don't need to take care of her emotions because she can take care of them herself. Once you take on a role for someone to take care of her needs and feelings, which with women, they feel with more than they think. Well, women are very logical thinkers too, but when you start to show that you care about their feelings, especially in the beginning, before the boyfriend and girlfriend shit happens, while you guys are just smashing and dating, this is when potentially in her mind now, I can see him more as a boyfriend, as a husband potentially. I can see us having a family, kids, because there's things that's being introduced. Now listen to though, because women will still see those things even if you don't care about their feelings. Because women could sometimes, they can be in the lulu. And they could be like, well, I think, I could see him in my life. He may not give me all the attention in the world. He may not really care about my feelings the way other guys do so fast, but, there's something about him that I really like. And a lot of women compliment me on the process that I have in a lot of ways that we're together. It's because they say that they love that I have self-respect. And I'm not saying this to boast either. I'm saying that this translates into the process of vetting or the importance of self-awareness and what am I bringing into the situation. Men must understand, what am I providing to her right now? If you're looking for a relationship, you lost already. If you're looking to smash, you're potentially winning. If you're looking to see who this person is in front of me and go from there, you're gonna win. Because both have outcomes. The third one with seeing the perspective of who this person is in front of me, that's the perspective of the only outcome is based on the way our conversation goes. And if I like what I hear, things can potentially move forward. But that's the restraint. That's when when women are like, I love men with self-discipline. I love men who keep to themselves. Slow burn at the tango. Yeah. Slow burn at connection. Or I love men who are not controlled by their lust, by their, you know what I'm saying? By their peace. The reason is because, hey, slow down. You're used to things that are going too fast, which makes them go faster, right? Because they're like, what the fuck? What do I got to do to go faster? But the thing is that we don't need to, I may not even smash you on a first date. Let me just talk to you. Like, just relax. Let's see more than what this is. Yeah, it can be cool, sensual, nice, thrilling, fun. It can be a bit of romantic, not too much. The atmosphere can be romantic and a great scenery with aesthetic, right? Anything can be romantic if you are, by the way. But regardless, stop caring about women. It's feelings, okay? Stop caring so quick. Stop caring so fast. That's my message to DDG for that Because I guarantee you there was something in the works of that, bro. Women don't say those things for no reason. And because I was the one on the opposite end to where I made women feel like they were my girl in like the first week, and them having conversation with me like that, I'd be like, why is this woman crazy? Why is she like this? What is she doing? Or like other guys would say that to me that I coach now, so it's a crazy circle, but you know, it makes sense. It's because what I introduced to her. What you introduce becomes a foundation in the beginning. For the future. Trust and believe that. And if you don't hear what I'm saying, go outside and go on a date. Go outside and go on a date. I guarantee you. Now, let's keep it moving though. Because another thing that I want to talk about, let's talk about Duke Dennis real quick. Let's talk about Duke Dennis, man. Actually, before we get into him, I do want to say this on the hand too for DDG, is that I did see his motion got denied for Holly to not take out the baby and everything. Now, again, we don't know all the evidence, we don't know all the pieces of conversation that was going on. But let's say this, for instance, though, bro. And this is just gonna be on a real turn because I don't like to get too much into these conversations, but men are not served very well in court. Especially when you can be a bit erratic, you have a certain reputation online, you got a certain reputation in life, or they hear too much. Like say the judge hears too much bad about you. See, this is another importance of maintaining a great reputation and building that up. Also, the leadership, accountability, self-awareness. This is what comes with certain things too, because this can benefit in the long run if you ever had to go to court for something. Specifically in a case like this, but I guarantee if you learn what I said and you apply them, these things won't even happen. But let's just say, for instance, whatever. Men are not served well in court, and a lot of men understand that, even women understand that. But that's the thing. Women can use how they feel against what the man is bringing or what the man is happening. That's a small touch I just wanted to point out there. I don't really get too much into the whole like justice system or the political things, but I've walked into some of the court cases and stuff like that, like the open, I forgot what is it called, like when they have like them open cases and you can walk in and like watch it or something like that and engage, maybe, I don't know. But I've been in some of those just to observe, just to see how things are being moved. A lot of things make logical sense. A lot of things that get override by how the feelings come into play in this. But there are some really great judges that will override their feelings could be in the moment, but they can really see the truth of what it is. So that's another thing. You just guys, please just be careful with manipulative women, dog. Because there are women who are manipulative, who live off of survival, bro. They live off of a way to live. You know what I mean? And sometimes they can use you as a way to live and to climb up to the top type shit. There is great women out there, but there's also too women you gotta create to be in your life. Always understand that every woman that comes into your life, you're teaching them how to treat you, but also you're teaching them on how to navigate going forward. What I like, what I don't. Same reality that goes in, right? Now let's talk about Duke Dennis really quickly. If y'all don't know too much about the information, I'm gonna speak about a little bit. But he's been getting exposed by the mother of his children. They've been going on social media. They talk about how he's not there, how he's not this. They could be in it for the money, the attention, to sell, whatever the fuck they're doing. Or just for whatever the case is. Some women could just be doing it to just say shit, whatever. But he's not. DDG was more of an importance of this target, but we can still talk about Duke Dennis too, because the same rules apply to him. The mother of his children is going on social media and they're bashing him. They're talking all this shit on him, and they're letting out this information. They're gossiping, they're saying these things. And one thing that I know that he says particular, because I covered a video on it too on my page, is that he likes to keep his shit private. He likes his private life to himself. That may have developed over time by the way of challenges or things that has happened. The thing is that Always remember, when a woman exploits you for something, and that's the mother of your children specifically in the situation when it comes to Duke Dennis, is because there's a lack of vetting. How many examples do I have to give y'all to show y'all that this is what happens if you have a lack of vetting? If you ignore your intuition, you ignore the shit that you see, these situations will happen, especially if you're a man that has with a great influence in social media, or you're wanting to work your way up to the top. Listen, women will feel entitled at the time, and to an extent they should, because you gave them your seed. So now you basically just said, you gave them a contract to be like, you in my life forever now. All right, you with me. The more you move up to the top, they gonna say something, player. Especially if you haven't treated them right. Especially if you let them loosely come into your life. They're gonna be acting a certain way and be coming off on social media a certain way as well, because guess what? You gave them a lifetime contract of who you are. You let them into your life. Remember, I'm giving you the keys to build with me, and I'm giving you the keys to destroy me. And look what's happening. Now, his isn't too crazy, but his private life is being exploited. But that private life is being exploited because of what? A lack of vetting. Seeing who these women are. And listen too. Let's say there was a lack of vetting at first. But even in the process from that time till now, you can develop a great relationship with the woman that's the mother of your children, where these things don't happen. Where we both want to be on the same page, the same thing. You don't have to cater to her feelings and shit like that. It's different if you want her to continue to be the woman for the rest of your life. But you guys got to come to an agreement, or maybe an illegal agreement in the future, where you guys potentially do NDAs, whatever. We don't got to get too much into that shit, because that's more like systematic and shit like that. The thing is that if you're getting exploited, you got a part to play in this, dude. You got a part to play in it, whether you like it or not. And let's just say she's just doing it just to get my attention. Okay, whose fault is that? Who did you say, whose attention she was trying to get? Yours. It's your fault. Take some accountability. And I didn't see too many of the videos that he had when he was talking about it. We can listen to that in a few. The thing is that I wanted to just make this important, y'all. Too many examples in this world where there's too many people that carelessly have children, carelessly live in this world, bro. What we said that one live. We got too much to live for. If you have too much to live for, you're not finna just be out here dropping shit down just for whatever. You know that there's importance to what you're doing. There's importance to your leadership. There's importance to your value. There's importance to where you want to go in life. You're working your way up. You're building things. Shit can be destroyed just because of a lack of a slippery slope that you did not see, but you saw it. You just ignored it. And this is how these situations occur. And let's say everything was cool. She never showed me who she really was in the beginning. But now she acting out. Okay, then whose fault is that? It's both of y'all's, but whose fault is it mainly? Yours. This goes for any man. This is not for them two. These two are just an example we got to pull down to earth. But this is for everybody. You don't even have to have kids for women to exploit you on social media. You don't got to have kids for women to cuss you out and talk to you in all caps and saying they're going to do this shit and want your attention and be obsessed with you. Everybody has a part to play. Who invites them in? The man, the gatekeeper. So where is the complaining coming from? You guys, please understand how important it is for navigating your life in a certain direction. If you want to be a person who wants to get married and have kids, that's fine. But take your time. And in the beginning, don't care about her feelings, okay? Don't put that on the pause. Now, hold on. Now, I'm going to pull up something for y'all, so just give me one brief moment. Let's get some stars in the chat. Let's get these likes up if you haven't hit that like button. It's your boy, All-Star Izzy. We in the building. We're going to be on live for another, 15, 20. And then I'm going to get up out of here. Excuse me one moment. All right, hold on. All right, so this video is going to be about Duke Dennis, right? And I'm going to be playing on my speaker. Hopefully y'all can hear it. I could show it, but it's gonna look backwards. So let me know if y'all can hear this.
You know, my ass. You know what I'm saying?
Can y'all hear this?
So I'm fucked up, but I've been preparing for this day for a really long time. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, let me know if y'all can hear it.
So let me wait till the end. You know, my ass. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not. I ain't gonna lie. I don't feel like waiting till.
Bro, this goddamn music, bro.
Alright, so look, when I first started streaming and shit, I decided how I wanted to like operate a long time ago. But you know, unfortunately, that option has been taken away from me at this point. It's been taken away from me at this point, because y'all keep harassing.
This goddamn music, bro. So fucking sad.
And, you know, being very, very weird. And this is exactly what I wanted to protect them from all along. And this whole time y'all been, you know what I'm saying, trying to dig into like part of my life that y'all was never invited in, like from jump. And
I can't stand this fucking music.
Now that like it's affecting like, you know what I'm saying, they well-being and like they getting like threats and like being called names and shit. That was my like main priority from jump. Just I never wanted them in this whole light because I live on the internet every single day. This is where I am, this is where I live at, and I'm well aware of how like the internet and how nasty the internet is. So I always wanted to keep everybody involved away from it. But now, you know what I'm saying? Y'all prove me right once again. Feel me? So,
God, this goddamn music, bro.
This shit is mentally draining for a lot of people, bro. I don't think y'all understand like the toll it take. You know what I'm saying? On them every single day, especially when y'all calling them names and like doing a whole bunch of weird shit.
Okay, I'm sorry, y'all. I can't keep continuing to this. I can't keep listening to his music. He's not really saying too much. He's basically just saying how he tried to take away his family from the spotlight of the internet, but everybody proved him once again, harassing them, saying this shit, brought it to light. And see, that's the dangers of what you want to be as a public figure. Yes, people sign up to be a public figure. They sign up for these certain things. God damn, I couldn't hear that shit no more. But the thing is that you got to understand that there's some type of privacy and secrecy that you got to bring along with this. And you got to have, if anything, sign an NDA with the mother of your children to not be exploiting this shit in the world. All right? 100.
Posting us for a week straight.
Yeah, and I don't even want to look at these videos. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to look at these videos with the women are exploiting him, his baby mothers and shit like that. But they're talking about him and talking about all these things. We don't need to see that because we already got as much information as we genuinely need in this conversation because shit. They got the women, he got the mother of his children coming on social media talking about these things. If they're defending him on his honor, that's one thing, okay? That's cool. I'm not going to really look into it. I don't feel like hearing that background music, bro. Not again. But the thing is that just understand that it's important for how these things maneuver. And there's a lot of women that like to post their life on social media, kids, all that, marriage and shit like that. You don't need to do any of those things, okay? It's just what it is. Now, the last thing that I'm going to say is I want you guys to understand the ruthlessness in women, okay? There's mad tweets, mad pictures, there's mad think pieces, there's mad conversations going around with women saying even if DDG was right and Holly Bailey did abuse him and everything, all these things, they still would take the woman's side because you guys got to understand women really don't give a fuck about what these things think. And it's not all women because there are some women who know what's right. But there's a lot of women who will operate on how they feel. So they say how they feel will be greater than what they think and how they know what's to be is true. That can show up in small relationships. That can show up in conversations. That can show up in friendships. That can show in how they maneuver in the world and what's the best right now. They would rather be chaotic than rather knowing what's right. And again, that's not with all women. That is just a very strong thing is that there's a lot of women saying that even if she did it, even if Holly Baby unalive DDG, they would still be on her side, right? Because they feel for her. because they feel like that. I want y'all to understand that, right? But this is why it's important to see who women are. This is why the vetting process is important in these informations and these conversations and these examples that are brought into real life. Because if you guys continuously just bullshit around, you loosely don't realize nor apply the things that I said, you will not get to a lot of places in life, bro. I guarantee you that. And it just is what it is. And the reason why it has to be that way, you may have to do that in order for you to learn what's truly is right and what's the best process, which I'm already giving you out for the free ski, okay? Because I don't want people to run into these situations like this anymore. Now, if that is my take on the whole DDG and Holly Bailey plus Duke Dennis situation again, to wrap it all up, understand the importance of vetting, leadership, accountability, and self-awareness, all right? We're not here to be loose with what we do. There's importance to everything, and yes, you can be a public figure and you sign up for things. That is completely fine. But also remember, when you sign up, things are able to happen, but also there's things to prevent that from happening. Get with the program. It's your boy All-Star Izzy. This is an All-Star Approved message. Until next time, peace.